solved the biggest problem on the planet to me. We're going to distribute this revenue share with all of you, the subscribers. And the whole goal is to help you guys achieve your goal. If you have the attitude or service to help other people achieve their goal, you'll have universal power and universal appeal. Most people spend 90% of their life doing something they hate to make money. So if we can help the average person, I think we've designed it in a really simple way where the average person can make several $1,000s a month very easy. We've solved the biggest problem on the planet to me.
Yeah.
Right?
And the income, like the breakthrough level of income is different for every person.
100%.
Right?
Yes.
Someone might be $500, some might be $5,000, or some might be $50,000. But the breakthrough level is there for you.
Yeah.
And then it opens your mind to like, maybe things could be different.
Yes.
But until you entertain the idea that things could be different, they won't be different because you'll just repeat your same life you live now. You'll just relive it again tomorrow.
With our companies, this could literally be the biggest project we're a part of. And, you know, with our companies, the Certainty Collective, we have Certainty Management, Certainty Global, Certainty Holdings. We've got millions and millions of dollars in our pipeline with all the different things we do. I mean, we have 10 different divisions, what we call profitability divisions. So we're always looking for ways to help our clients to make more and to keep more. And when we were introduced to VidMe by our good friends Mike Popovich and Chris Miller, they came to us and they said, we want you to be a part of this with us. This is going to really disrupt how social media is done. It's going to revolutionize how content creators are compensated. And there's just a lot about it that caught our attention. So real quick, let me just give you as I said, the 10,000 foot view. I'm going to share my screen here, give you an idea of what we're talking about. You might be brand new to this, know nothing about it. Maybe you know a little bit more, but it's turning a lot of heads either way. So VidMe is a new social media platform that was designed for creators, for content creators, for influencers, specifically for anyone who's out there creating content, podcasters, artists, musicians, actors, comedians, rappers, network marketers, bloggers, coaches, right? Anyone who's out in the digital economy creating content. We all know that it is a massive, massive industry, especially collectively, right? There's billions of dollars. In fact, just last year, the big boys like Google or YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and just Facebook, they did over right around $300 billion. And the sad part is they paid less than 10% of that to the content creators, to the people, several of you who are on this call. I see my friend Denaya Azure. She's got 15 million listeners on her podcast. And if you want to put the name of it in the chat at Denaya, I would love to have everybody take a look at it. But she has 15 million listeners on her podcast. And yet these big companies are paying as little as they have to their artists, to the content creators who are working so hard creating content. Well, that's not okay. VidMe was created to flip that script and to change that narrative. Like it says, we can grow together. It's a membership-based platform where creators and members grow and earn and build together. So long story short, VidMe is going to be compensating the artists, the content creators, significantly better. You're going to make the lion's share, right? Not 10%, that could be as high as 80 to 90%. But we're also going to compensate the fans. We're going to make it possible for your followers, for your subscribers to share in the revenue that's created from this industry. And so in a very real sense, see down here, if we keep scrolling, we call ourselves the social goats. You're going to see references to goats every now, like greatest of all time. But just like it says, you don't, even just as a member, maybe you're not a content creator, you're a listener, right? You listen to music, you follow your favorite artists, you listen to certain podcasts, whatever the case might be. But you're at VidMe, you're no longer just a viewer, okay? You're a player, okay? We've gamified the fee, like it says. So every action you take, watching videos, engaging with creators, sharing the platform, it unlocks real rewards and real money, Okay, you get compensated for doing what you already do. You know, all of our fans, I mean, I have a weekly talk show. Denaya has one, Saba, Adriano. Many of us are producing content, and hopefully our fans are sharing it, some more than others, right? But they're sharing it because they like us. They like what we're putting out there. But when they become a part of VidMe, they're going to be sharing it, not just because they love you, but also because they have a vested interest in your brand. It's like they're a shareholder in your brand because they get compensated for sharing the platform with others. So it's for creators. You can increase your reach. You can launch gated content. Maybe you have a paywall where you want a special VIP area for your VIP fans or whatever the case might be. Just like it says here, you get a fully customizable profile, a landing page, built-in analytics, a dashboard that shows you what matters. It says you can launch gated content, live streams, exclusive drops. There's going to be some really flexible monetization tools. This is going to do, I keep saying that what VidMe is, it's kind of like Netflix, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram had a baby, right? It's actually going to look a little bit like a Netflix platform where you have what you're listening to, you have your lists things you want to listen to. There's different categories. There's going to be live events. There's going to be et cetera, right? Exclusive events, backstage passes, curated content, et cetera, et cetera. Now, to be clear, VidMe is in pre-launch. We're shooting to launch it on the 1st of June. You know how technology goes. That could be delayed, but the programmers, the developers tell us we're on track to launch it officially. June 1st, it's going to be international. You're going to have all of the features you'd see on YouTube and other places like live streaming and things like that. And it'll be blasted out all over the globe. We already have significant influencers coming on board and more where they came from. You're going to see you don't have to be a creator to be valued. You don't have to be. Now, if you are an influencer who has a following, who has subscribers, I'm going to show you how with even just 1% of your fan base, you can 10 to 30x your income. So I talk about how big the content companies like YouTube and TikTok and Instagram, Facebook, X, how big they are. They had $300 billion last year. But as we talk to influencers, not only are they not making what they should be, but they are killing themselves to do it, right? They have to constantly create content and shorts and reels and so forth and so on to even stay ahead of the algorithms. And they constantly change the algorithms to make it, to really keep you in bondage, to keep you at their beck and call, their demand. And we talk to influencers every day who say, I haven't had a vacation in 3 years. We talked to a guy the other day. He said, I took 3 days off last year because he's constantly having to create content. That's one of the nice things about VidMe is you're not going to have to fight with algorithms and deal with this, them playing games with your income. It's very black and white. It's very straightforward. And it's really transparent, which is nice. I'm going to stop the share. Let me turn on the volume. I'm going to show you a quick video that puts it into perspective, okay?
This video isn't supposed to work. It wasn't made for the algorithm. It was made to matter. VidMe opens the door back up for everyone. We used to follow trends. Now we set them. And that changes everything. Because for years, every scroll you made paid someone else. Every like, every share, every view. The old internet made you chase attention. The new internet lets you own it. You already share what you love. We just think you should benefit from it. At VidMe, we designed a platform that allows fans and creators to earn together. Creators, on other platforms, your audience is just a number. Here, they're your distribution engine. Built-in incentives turn fans into force multipliers. You make it once, they share, you earn. Always. And if you're not a creator, good. This isn't hustle culture, it's reward culture. Scroll smarter. Turn distraction into direction. Don't just monetize, mobilize. Because now, just showing up makes a difference. For about $1 a day, you get access to premium content, high-level courses, creator drops, live streams, and real people. At VidMe, we gamified the feed so every action you take, watching videos, engaging with creators, sharing the platform, unlocks real rewards and real money. The internet promised freedom, then gave us walls. You don't need permission to matter. Now you're part of the system, a system that finally sees you.
As you start bringing in people to this, if you want to be a part of it and you share it with others, you're going to see a genealogy start growing like this, where you have people sharing with people, sharing it with people. This is a 2-level affiliate program. Means it pays 2 levels deep, 2 tiers, okay? You get paid on anyone you share it with and anyone they share it with. It's the benefit of sharing it with an influencer who has millions of followers, because you're going to get paid on both them and their fans. It also pays a what they call a check match for your 2nd and 3rd levels. So people they share it with and the people they share it with. So it starts to get incrementally lucrative very quickly. We're going to see people making millions of dollars in the first weeks of this project. Okay, now I do want to show you one thing. When you, any of you who have already enrolled in VidMe, and to do so, all you do is you go to the site here, go to, get the link from whoever invited you to this. You click on Save Your Spot. You type in an email address. I'm not going to do it here because I'm already in the system, but you just type in an email, just answer the questions, and save your spot. Now, there's no charge right now. In fact, let me just do this. Let me, I'll put in another email and I can show you where it works. So you'll see this page here. Okay. It says who referred you at the top. It's going to say, it's just basic common sense, common information. You know, say here if you were referred by somebody. If you use someone else's actual link, it does say their name at the top, so you make sure you're in the right place. And then you put in a password, and then you pick a, and then you hit agree and hit sign up. Understand that VidMe is a paid platform. It's about $1 a day to be a member. Now, why would you pay for content if there's a lot of other places you can get content for free? Well, 2 reasons. Okay. Number one, as I said, when you're part of VidMe, you have access to VIP content, curated, private events, exclusive drops and reveals, and so forth and so on. So it's going to be it's kind of like a Patreon on steroids. But the bigger reason is that, as I said, as a fan, as a member, you get paid for sharing this with others, for building the brands of the artists like Denaya and Saba and John and some of these folks that are on the call today. You get compensated for spreading the word. This $34.99 doesn't start until it goes live, until it's official. So nobody's paying for it right now. And most of us will never pay that fee. And I'm going to show you how. Okay, check this out, guys. There are 2 ways to share in the income side of VidMe to tap into this multi-billion-dollar project. The first is if you're just a member, right? Not that the members are any less valuable, but you're not a content creator, okay? You don't have a following, you don't have a subscriber base. You just want to be a part of it, right? When you do that, if you went out and shared this with just 1 person a month, so 12 people over the next year who went out and did the same, that in and of itself is going to produce, because of the 2 levels of payout and the bonus structure, this check match, it's going to pay you about $2,800 a month residually. Okay, over $33,000 a year. That's with minimal effort. That's just telling 1 person about it for the next 12 months who go out and do the same. You go and do that twice a month, And those go and do the same. Now you're at over 200,000 a year. It's $18,000 a month based on the first level payout, the second level, and the check match. That check match, guys, is the biggest piece of this. You're tapping into the collective earnings of the entire platform. So, new social media platform. We will have millions of subscribers. It's already going viral. We're seeing it happen. We have a meeting on Monday, friend of Seba's, who represents 12,000 record labels. I mean, how many influencers are connected to that brand? But this is just me. This is just a regular Joe who's sharing it with a couple people a month. You did it 3 times a month. You're making over $500,000 a year. That's the numbers we're talking about, even just as a fan or as a member without a following. Now, what we've been saying to our influencers is, do you think you could get 1% of your subscriber base to come try out VidMe? You know, it's $1 a day to be a part of it. It's $35. Go tell 5 people about it. You'll never pay again. We have people who are doing that the very first day. But let's say you have a fan base like my friend Denaya, who has about between 10 and 15 million listeners to her podcast on a weekly basis. If she brought 1% of her fans to come and listen, come and be a part of VidMe, that would be 100, let's go conservative, let's say 100,000 people. Just that 1% is going to put over $700,000 a month in Denaya's pocket. All the time she spent building up her brand, literally 1% is going to pay her over $8 million a year. That's if they don't do anything, right? These are her super fans. What if they just went out and told 5 people the next year? Now she's making $6 million a month. What if they went out and did the 1 a month for 12 months thing? You're making $250 million a year, Denaya, from this platform. Now, not everybody has 10 million listeners or subscribers or fans. Maybe you're a micro influencer. Maybe you have 100,000 fans, 100,000 subscribers, and 1% of those come and try it out. You're still making $250,000 a month and $2.75 million a year. I don't know about you, but those are some pretty significant numbers. We've been talking with some of our friends who are in the industry and some of our new friends like John and Denaya and Seba and others that are on this call. There are a lot of really phenomenal artists out there who are incredibly talented, but they're struggling to make ends meet. They're struggling to produce their art, to travel when they need to, hire the musicians or the publicists or whatever they need to really do what they can with their craft. We believe that VidMe can change that it can significantly accelerate the ability for artists like Seba and others to be creative and to put out more content, better content, to be able to really do what they love, right? I mean, anybody here, and you're welcome to speak up if somebody wants to come off mute and talk about this. If you have an art you're trying to get out, you might be a coach, a comedian, a musician, whatever. But if you didn't have to worry financially, what would you do? Most of them, I believe, would continue to do their art. They'd just do it even more. And many of them, and hopefully all of us, would pay it forward and start mentoring other artists, mentoring our friends, sharing with our colleagues, etc. So this is my advice to anyone who's interested. 1, get involved. Get the link from whoever invited you. But that's the first thing. Get involved. 2, tell everyone you know about this, because they're going to hear about it. And this is going to transform this industry. And if they're going to hear about it from somebody, might as well hear about it from you, because again, you benefit by overriding anybody you share. And so we love this. We're very excited about it. Mike Popovich, who's one of the founders, is a very good friend of mine. I've known him for many, many years. His partner, Chris Miller, has worked in social media for a long time. He helps brands increase their subscriber base, manages about 100 million subscribers. And they're very good at what they do. They're very generous. They want to pay it forward. They've been very blessed. They want to bless your life. And that's why we're a part of this, because we feel the same way. We want to do more than just make income. We want to make a difference. I'll close it out at this, and then I'll open it up to any questions. But if this is an extraordinary fundraiser, not just for artists, not just for the rest of us, but also for nonprofits. If you know a good nonprofit that's looking for ways to raise funding, get them involved in this. They've got a fan base. They've got subscribers and donors and boosters who are involved in this. And what I'm finding is that I might know a very few amount of influencers, but when I share it with one, they know 10 others. And they know 10 others. And it just becomes this ripple effect that I think can bless millions of lives in time. So,
hey guys. Hello.
Don Lopez in the house. Every once in a while, a celebrity shows up. I always say.
Oh man, yeah, I mean, yesterday we had an amazing meeting. I mean, between the couple of people that I had on board, they're super excited. A guy Michi, he's on The Voice right now. He's a couple of episodes, and he's also comes from American Idol, so he's super stoked just to be able to get all of that content that he had from American Idol now being on The Voice, and being able to use that along with Madeline. She's super excited to go and share with some new influencers. So I think it's definitely going to be something great. That's really going to take over to just be like a stepping stone into the new world of creators, because everyone's tired of not being able to be compensated for the work that they're doing. So I think this is definitely going to help people out on a whole new scale.
Yeah, it's going to change the industry, guys. I say we're going to put a dent in the universe. The Saba, can you hear me? You want to share your thoughts? I mean, let me preface this by this. I am so impressed with this lady, and Saba Chavez, her brother Don, who was just talking, John Wilson, who we just met. I mean, the list goes on, right? And what's crazy is I didn't know these guys 2 weeks ago, right? It feels like we've known each other for a long time now, doesn't it, Saba? But I was invited to a party down in LA in Malibu. I met Saba and Don and Shahid and Nikki Page and all these artists that I didn't know the day before that. Now we're friends, right? And they're opening up doors for us to new friends, right? That we can bless their lives. And so I don't consider myself an influencer per se. I don't have a ton of connections with artists and influencers. I'm more on the business side than on the art side. But one introduction to one party has opened up all these doors. And Saba, honored to have you here. So you guys know her artist won 20 Grammys this last year. I mean, she's done so much in her career as a publicist and a mentor to artist Don, who was just speaking. Is one of the top male models in the world. I mean, it just blows my mind that you guys are even here. We really appreciate you. So first,
yeah. Thanks for that introduction, Patrick, and thank you. And you guys should thank yourselves for being here, really, because you listen to the call, and that's a lot of times the misstep in the 1% of the people who help change the universe and create heaven on earth. My name is Saba First Lady Chavez. I'm the senior celebrity publicist of Hollywood. I am also, as of about a week and a half ago, considered one of the top world thought leaders of 2025. I'm a single mother. I was born in Honduras and reside currently in Milwaukee, between Milwaukee, Miami, DC, LA, and Vegas at any given moment. And the biggest thing for me is teaching love is the highest vibration and frequency in the universe, and touching as many hearts as I can, also leaving this planet better than when I came. So every focus that I have is about you know, consciousness and sustainability for our planet first and foremost. And when it comes to the creation and maintaining of legacies, as you heard, I do have 9 Grammys, 55 nominations, 7 Emmys, and Tony, and a Peabody, working on my current Oscar. But that's minutia to when you can change somebody's world. And one of the biggest things that we see as artists and creatives, and as a art curator myself at Art Basel, and in a lot of different spaces, or I would say lifestyle, my lifestyle is a curation, right? Everything I do is finely curated, because I want to be like the Most High, you know, whatever you call the ascended masters, angels, and ancestors, God. So I try to push my limits each and every day, and I expect those around me to do the same thing. So Dion is just a young brother to me, one of my favorites, top 5 favorites, who listened at 15, 16 years old, and then went on to become one of the top male models in the world. And we've had those success stories time and time again, from Good Music to Wu-Tang Clan to the Wailers to now the current Marleys that I help liaison manage, and just being able to help accelerate careers. But also in this beautiful time, I have some of my favorite people on this call. Raven Dave is here, but also Denaya Azor, who's been working with me 13 years in the space, and helped run our Bad Kids Camp, which is top world writers, producers, songwriters camp. Everybody has 20 nominations as of last year, 20 of our students. The first year of camp in 2020, we won 3 Grammys for Donda. So Kanye and Beyonce, Jay-Z, they've all won their sound with us, and my partner Malik Youssef. So I have the honor and blessing of being able to work in these spaces. But we are in a pivotal point where right is right and wrong is wrong. And it really doesn't matter your political stance, but how are you showing up as a human on a human level? Do you deserve to be paid for what you create and what you do every day? Of course. Have they taken that from our legacies, just like my sister, rest in peace, the beautiful Angie Stone, first rapper and queen of neo soul, who in her last 3 years and the last 6 months of her life, you would see her speak on, one, God, but 2, also how she was owed $700 million under Clyde Davis in this industry. And as some would think or assume, that might have possibly led to her demise. We don't know. But coming into the PR world after Michael and Whitney ascended, I've seen and heard a lot of things. And it's not too good feeling. So for me, it's really about how do we bring change? How do we incentivize it, acquisitions, and how do we get money flowing so that we can be paid and continue to create, and be part of this creation of heaven on earth, of this new earth and this new time that we need to work together as sisters and brothers. Like I always tell everybody, you don't have to recreate the wheel, right? Because there's enough non-for-profits, there's enough businesses out here. But what we do have to do is collaborate as sisters and brothers. It doesn't matter what color your skin is. I think God only sees our heart, right? So this platform is super exciting. My mentor and chief visionary, Mr. Niall Henson, was on the line, and he is the creator of Showtime, pay-per-view, Nickelodeon, CMT, Disney, and so many other things that he's influenced, and has Technotainment, which is literally technology and entertainment and our future of television. It's a $1 trillion industry. He happened to join this call early. I'm not sure if he's still here. I would love if he could say hi to us all. He may have dropped off. Very busy man. He came out of retirement to take us into this new next level. So that's where Web3, crypto, AI, VC, RC all come under this big umbrella of our new future and where we're headed as far as television, media, and everything else goes. So the interconnectivity is going to be great. Something like VidMe would come under that at one of the highest levels. And why do I say that? Because it's paying us. And that's exactly what we all deserve. So I'm super excited. I stand behind VidMe. Patrick and I have had numerous conversations. We've painted together. We've laughed together. We've grown together. He's welcomed me into this space, and I welcome all of you. If you were invited by me or one of my associates or partners or assistants, we are going to keep this show rolling until June 1st. If you guys need more information, I'm sure Patrick, like he said, come on the Tuesday or Thursday where you'll meet the creators of VidMe and ask your own questions and do your own deep dives. And to answer the brother from the IT section, I think BT Ryan, hey BT Ryan. So I do want to mention, I made a great introduction last night to my good friend Barry Coffin, who's figured it out too. And we're going to figure out from 30 years of working in music. He also had somewhat of a similar model to this, except for the streaming world and getting 90% paid back to the artist. Now, where he actually created a server. So maybe that's what the marriage is going to be. Who knows? But we're totally up for making sure that all the I's are dotted and T's are crossed. I'm here to answer any questions. Raven's on here. That's my head IT person, as well as Irving Munez from Nassau. That's my business partner. So anything that we can do, we look forward to having you guys, and just keep the message going, and let's get paid. And for those who are worried about, am I going to get charged immensely down the line? I'd say no. As long as you have 4 or 5 or 10 good friends in your corner, you're good to go, and we're going to keep this ball rolling. All right, Patrick, thanks for having me.
Thank you, First Lady. I got to say this. I love how Saba looks at life, because, and she's a great example of someone who is continually paying it forward. She's mentored numerous artists. She immediately saw the potential with this, not just to make a crap ton of money, but to bless every artist she knows, right? And so I put a screenshot in there of some examples of the types of prospects you could share this. I put a link to a memory jogger about who do you know. Put a link, a picture of Barry Coughing, who we're meeting with him Monday. He represents, like, I think what's it say here? Over 12,000 record labels. It boggles my brain, guys, about how big this can be and how many people we could help in the process. So somebody asked me the other day about, could we have a marketing budget or set up, pay a big influencer to come over? And we believe, and Mike and Chris feel very strongly, that they want to even the field here. They're not going to give special deals to any one person. Number one, because they wanted to keep it equitable for everyone, from the smallest member up to the biggest influencer. But two, we don't think we need it. I mean, we got John Wilson on this Zoom, right? And this thing is growing exponentially, and it's I mean, people like Saba don't take part in things that don't have some feet behind them, right? So I don't think we need to. I think they're coming already. We're already attracting some very big names, and it's just going to continue. So I do like your idea of your street marketing and putting it up on the strip.
Yeah, with the link, I think that'll
put a QR code. I mean,
yeah, especially if it's consistent in the streets all the time, I think that'll drive a lot of traffic for sure.
Definitely have to shoot a commercial, man. Definitely have to.
Oh, yeah.
Big ass commercial.
I just want to help put it up. I just want to do some guerrilla marketing next to you, John. Let me put the
let's do it.
I want to get to the street marketing. Yeah.
Throw Saba up there in a bathing suit and call it.
This is going to change a lot of lives. And again, I don't want to forget the fact that there are many of us who are not big influencers, not huge marketers. We're not, we don't have connections to celebrities and artists and so forth and so on. But we want to be a part of something that can help bless our lives and maybe those around us. But I'm telling you, even a little mommy blogger with 10,000 subscribers, those are diehard fans.
For sure.
Right.
For sure. Well, not only that too, once people start seeing the success of creators on this platform, it'll start bringing, everybody will start moving over the platform once the inertia starts happening. You know?
I think so
too.
And
I think that's one of the things that you got to be ready to do. Like, are you ready to, like, is it too good to be true? It's all, and I don't want it to be like a sales pitch. This isn't a sales pitch.
Yeah.
This is, hey, we believe in you. We think you guys are leaders in your space. Let's go. That's what this is. And it's really simple. And I think we have till June 1st, and we're the first group of influencers. So that means that you guys already know you're probably on your business, and, it's not a sale. It's an opportunity. So anybody who's smart can differentiate that. If a single mom who's been on food stamps and died 5 times can figure it out, I think any of us all can. It's pretty simple.
That's right. And to be clear, most content creators are posting in multiple places. They're on Instagram, they're on YouTube, on TikTok. And so they don't have to leave those platforms to come do VidMe.
For sure. It just grows their footprint even more. I think the coolest thing is too, is it incentivizes the fans supporting the artist and being a part of their movement. I think that'll make people more engaged and, you know, invested in what the artist is doing at all times. So it should really take off. I really think it shouldn't take very long to take off.
No, I think it's going to turn a lot of heads. I mean, it's already garnering a lot of interest, but when it goes public, you're going to hear a lot of press about it. That's why I say get the word out to everyone you know before they hear it from someone else, right? You might as well. I mean, you're going to help them. They're going to be grateful. And
yeah, and I mean, like, what is it, 4 people, and then it pays our own membership. So it's like, like if you do it, I mean, even in I already sent it out to like 12 people, 14, and I only had about 5 minutes. And I think half of those, if not all of them, made it to the platform today. We're going to run this every day. We just decided, thank God for Patrick being the boss that he is, because he just decided, let's just do it every day at 12. Let's do this. And that's the best way we can do it, because then you guys can bring your people in and, you know, use your links. And then you're already taking care of your membership when we do start, and the rollout happens June 1st. So it's exciting, guys. I look forward to meeting all of you, and look forward to seeing who really takes this serious. As a female entrepreneur, I'm always interested, because I've always come up in a 99% male-dominated industry, and I've waited in my media career to not launch my television show because I knew there would be times like this. And I've been approached from everybody. I've consulted probably your favorite network at some point or another, if not help them create whatever they have going on. So I'd like to see out of this group of people, and then who comes in for till June 1st, who really takes it serious and can like link up with us when we have like a big, you know, get together, because it's so fun to get together with people and co-create, you know. So I'm excited, Patrick. Sorry I had to jump back in.
that's all right, say, but we appreciate it. John, thanks for your comments. You know, remember, guys, that content creators and influencers come in all shapes and sizes, from all nationalities, all over the world. And we've got a guy on here with us, Adriano Van den Driest, who's he was a professional soccer player. Actually, he's got a royal family from Angola, grew up in Amsterdam, played professional soccer. He and I were talking the other day, and Adriano was like, I know this guy has 5 million subscribers. This guy has 10 million subscribers. This guy has 7 million subscribers. You know, a lot of these are athletes, right? You don't think of an athlete necessarily as a content creator, but they're posting replays, they're posting interviews, they're doing a lot of things, and they have subscribers, they have followers. So when you can take 1% of your fan base and 10x to 30x your income, imagine if 2% or 5% or 10, even 10% comes on, we're going to have a lot of opportunity, guys, to do a lot of good in a lot of parts of really all over the world. So that's what gets me excited. I think we have 100% enrollment rate when people see this. I don't know if anybody who's seen it and hasn't come on board.